we'll start with our check-in, your name and your branch and maybe one good thing. And we'll go Donna, Philip, and then Daryl. Go ahead, Donna.
Okay. Hi, Donna Peel from up here in the Northland, out in the ocean on Cape Cod. And spring is coming. Spring's here, but it snowed yesterday, so you know how that goes up here. Some of the bulbs are up, but and we had our Cape Cod event on March 10th, and it was a great event, but I think COVID created a situation where we didn't have too many people. So it was a big disappointment for me. That's why maybe my eyes are puffy from being sad. So, but it was a great event. And we have everything all together so that we can replicate it in other venues very, very easily, like at Cape Cod Community College or up in Wellfleet at Preservation Hall. So it was a good thing. It taught us some things, and I'm hopeful for the future. So
great, thank you. Philip and then Daryl. Unless Daryl, you have to go now.
No, you also have CC on too.
Yes, I do. See, Philip. We know you're still. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here by obligation, and I'm with the Transsexual branch. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Philip.
It's really disappointing.
What branch did he say?
He is the San Francisco branch.
Oh,
and he's at the board meeting, the second day of the board meeting that's now gone 3 hours and 11 minutes, which
that's weird. And aren't you supposed to be there too?
Yeah, I told him I had to leave.
Oh, okay.
I'd been there for nearly 3 hours when I left, and 2.5 yesterday. This is really
those meetings, I mean, it's better that they're during the day, but the last time I went to one at night, it was almost midnight here before it was over. Yeah. It was really long.
I know. But we will not bemoan that. We will continue with our check-in and welcome each other. We got Daryl and then Cece. Daryl.
Hi, I'm Daryl. I'm in the Washington D.C. DMV branch, and yep, that's what's going on.
The cherry blossoms are out.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, they're kind of out. Yeah.
Hope they survive. Cece.
Hey, everybody. Cece Anderson in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta branch. We have tornadoes everywhere. Rims are down. We just can't seem to catch a break, but Mother Nature still loves us.
Of course. Okay. George here in Southern Piedmont branch. And in a desk where you can't see my face, can you know? If I can stretch my neck, really,
I can see part of your face.
Yeah, well, things are pretty good. My brain is more mush than usual after so much time in the board meetings and so much reading and trying to keep up with things. But I'm happy to be here and glad we can meet. I'm going to show our agenda. And let's try to work through that together. Yay, here we are. Okay, we've done check-in. So reviewing our BOPA. How many of you were here last month? Oh, this is not the appropriate background for this group of people. Donna Phil was here. Who else? Anybody else was here at the last BLC meeting? No? That's a good thing right now. Daryl might come back, he might not. And the reason it's a good thing is because on our BOPA, under our areas of work there, you see, we're making our decisions by consensus and trying to have 2 people from each branch. Glad you're here representing branch. That means we've got 4 branches, 5 with Daryl. So you'll see under our areas of work, the last area of work in red, affordable housing ending gentrification, is not yet, it's in red because we didn't have a critical mass of branches in support of it. So now we've got 3 additional branches that were not here last month. We have San Francisco, we have Atlanta Metro, and we've got DMV. If you 3 agree that affordable housing ending gentrification should be under our areas of work, then we will have, I'd say from last month, that's another close to 8 branches that support.
Yes.
So Daryl's a yes. CC, Philip,
Yes.
yes.
And would you let me know about these meetings? I'm sorry to interrupt. I had no idea.
I'm so glad you're here, CC, and thank you for reaching out to me. Okay. So I need to make this change. Move. There we go. All right. Why are you being weird? I don't know. Oh, mercy. All right, I'm going to stop this. We know that we have approval now for adding that area of work. And I believe our next thing is to look at the strategy chart, but I have to review the agenda to be sure. Yes, it is. So I'm going to share that. Thank you for your patience with me being slow. I tell you, I am addle-brained. Remember when you're a little kid and you used to go around in circles and circles and stop till you're dizzy? It's kind of how I feel right now after all this time at the board meeting. Not hating on the board, though. Good thing to be on the board. Okay, our strategy chart here, looking at this year, July 2022 to June 2023. And June 2023 is coming up sooner than you think. So there are things here we do want to make sure we are doing. And under our goals, the having reparation ordinances in 10 branch cities and having 10 branches participate in anti-racism transformation, that's work we're not completely on top of. The work on reparations has been happening in the Advancing Human Rights Subcommittee, which we'll talk about a bit later, and the anti-racism transformation at this point is largely being done by the BLC EDAC group. So it's not off track, it's just slower than we hoped. And things have not moved as quickly or as well organized as ideal. Our activities are up to date here under our activities column, and we are on track with our strategic objectives. The subcommittee on housing justice has not been established in February, so I will have to delete that. And I don't know about the Organize the South Summit. That does not look like it's going to happen either. I should have deleted those before we got together, but I wanted everybody to be aware of where we
Well,
were.
are you deleting them or are you pushing them? Shouldn't they be just pushed? I mean, they don't go away. They just need to. They didn't happen in February, so it still needs to happen. Right? Unless we're just not going to do that. And organizing a South Summit, that may not happen in May, but it can happen. You know, that you still have till June of 2023, so that can still happen in the spring. I mean, you know, we've got a year
June
still
is
yet.
a few months from now. I think you're right. You're
Oh,
absolutely
I'm
right.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the dates wrong. Can you put that back? That was 2022 to 2023. My apologies. I'm thinking it's
No.
23 to
I
24.
mean, if
Sorry.
you're on a phone and look at the stuff, I'm impressed by that. But yes, this is July of 2022 to June of 2023. So we have months to get on track with these.
So I would not necessarily delete them. I would just simply say not achieved. And so they need to stay on the strategy objectives for the consideration for the following year. And part of the work is to figure out why these things didn't happen.
Yes.
And my feeling is that a lot of the items on this in this document and in this work were wonderful things that were created by a smaller group of people. And as new folks have come on, we have not all taken on any pieces. So it's still left to that small group to try to do everything, and the larger group hasn't agreed to these things because they weren't here when it was time to agree to them, which makes sense, right?
Right.
So I think now is a matter of saying, okay, we're getting close to June. We need to be projecting forward into 2024 at this point, not waiting until July of 2023 or June of 2023 to then say, what are we going to do from July on? We need to start doing that work now.
Right.
So I would take any of the things that have been accomplished. There may need to be another column that says accomplishments, what actually happened, and anything that's on here under whichever other column it is, if it happened, it moves to an accomplished thing, and then another column that still says what's pending or what's left. And then we begin looking at how do we continue with the things that were accomplished. Do we want to keep doing those, or do we want to do something different or in those? And the things that were not done, are they still important to be done? Because sometimes you can do one thing and it actually ends up covering another thing also, unintentionally. And so you may not need to do that because you've done it. Like we've just added housing and gentrification as a strategic area. So it may not be that that other thing needed to have been done. It wasn't done in February, but we've made it, we've changed what it is to, from a subcommittee to, I guess, look into stuff and think about it, to know we've decided this is something to do something about. So we don't necessarily need, we may need a subcommittee, but we may need not a subcommittee. And I'll stop talking.
Thanks. You are wearing me out.
Sorry.
My brain is overtaxed. And you are at subcommittees, and you were talking about those. The subcommittees that most people in the Black Liberation Caucus have been involved in are the Advancing Human Rights subcommittees. Those have been Ending Mass Incarceration and Death Penalty, UN Decade for People of African Descent and Reparations, the Housing Justice Gentrification Subcommittee, the new one that was proposed, would fall under Advancing Human Rights. There's also under Advancing Human Rights the Border Justice Migration Subcommittee and the Earth Democracy Subcommittee, I believe. And then Barbara's subcommittee.
No, Earth Democracy is not under AHR.
Thanks, Donna.
Sure.
Barbara Nielsen's is it UN Women?
It's UN for Women.
UN for Women, and that's it. Those are the subcommittees. Now, Teresa El Amin is convener, or has been convener, of UN Decade, Reparations, and Ending Mass Incarceration and the Death Penalty. She also proposed and has done tons of organizing on the ground on housing justice. But she stepped away from the convener role. No, I sent out an email or two, or Donna sent out one or two, asking for people to step up to be conveners of those subcommittees, because each of those subcommittees had at least half a dozen or more people that regularly attended the monthly meetings. So they're people with interest, and there's work going on. There's reparations work, not only in Columbus, Georgia, where Teresa's done fabulous work there, but in the San Francisco Bay Area, in the Ann Arbor, Michigan area, in Vermont, where Robin Lloyd is a branch member. So, and yes, Donna Phil.
Yeah, Boston just created a reparations council, and Brewster, a town here on Cape Cod, has taken it to the selectmen for them to consider at the next town meeting.
Wow.
And that's something that we could easily replicate here in Harwich. The Cape has little towns, but the big deal is Boston.
Yes.
Boston creating that council.
So that's 5 branch cities just there: Columbus, Bay Area, Ann Arbor, Burlington, Vermont, and Boston. So our goal is 6, is 10. We'll see what we can do. Southern Piedmont, still kind of dragging our heels, although Asheville, a branch city, does have reparations already. So we got to pay attention to that. That's the AHR subcommittees. Do y'all, anybody here have any suggestions or ideas about how we address this issue of subcommittees with people of interest, but no one stepping up to be the convener? And of course, the convener calls meetings, facilitates the meetings for the most part, sets up a Zoom if they have a Zoom account, let us know if they don't, us meaning either me as program chair or Wilf US to use their Zoom account. So any thoughts? Stack is open. All righty. Well, here is my
So Daryl Stack,
go ahead, Daryl.
I thought I'd wait because I had talked so much before to see if anyone else said anything. I think the best route to go right now, because you've got a lot of new chapters in, a lot of people, supposedly at least a few people in each chapter in order for there to actually be a chapter. So I would say with the listserv you have, put out the BOPA as you have it, the other things that we've been doing, put out the chart, and then put out the list of the subcommittees, not all at the same time, and then invite people to respond if there is a way for them to respond to a subcommittee, say I'm interested in that email goes, I don't know where they'll go, I don't know who gets it, but somehow to let people indicate their interest and then continue to formulate the list for each subcommittee. And from that list, then ask those people to self-select either a convener or a process by which that committee will meet and act. Sometimes it could be that the committee says, well, we're going to do it all by, we're going to rotate leadership. And so everyone convenes and they do it by month and they create a calendar. Like,
right.
They may have to do it differently because all of us everybody's very busy with a lot of things. Right. So I think that we turn it back over to the people that ask new people, where do you want to go? If you have the capacity to do that. Some people will say, I'm just here for the overall, kind of like me right now. But other people may have the capacity to do something that may be what they're already involved in, and let them self-select in, and then let the committee self-select their leadership. Unless someone says, hey, I want to do that, then that's fine. But otherwise, let them pass it on to the committees. And committees may need to just meet, whatever the schedule was that already was.
Yeah.
You might just say, this is the day and date when this committee has been meeting. And we're going to set up the Zooms for you, and your committee will get your notice, and you guys go to your meeting and then handle your business. Like you got to put it, these are all adults. We're not teaching kids how to do something. So,
okay. Thanks for that, Daryl. I think that could work. The committees have missed the March meeting, but they met in February. So it's only 1 month that missed. Darian was upset about it, but she's okay. We talked. And my suggestion was, if no one sets up, and I think we do what you said, Daryl, I'll set up the February meetings for people, send it to the usual suspects. We'll put it on the AHR listserv, Donna.
For April.
April.
February.
Yeah, for April. And I'll put it on the branches list for April with the April dates, and we'll see who steps up.
Yep.
If indeed we have no one stepping up in April, it falls back to AHR, Donna. So that would mean the people who are interested in those topics would come to the AHR committee meeting, and their topic area, ending mass incarceration or UN decade, would be on that AHR agenda if the subcommittee doesn't have its own meeting.
George, I'm sorry, Daryl Stack.
Go ahead.
There's another possibility, and I know it's an organization here in the DMV that we did when we were having trouble with our subcommittees, our committees meeting. We weren't sub, but committees meeting. We had the general body meeting, and in the general body meeting, we took 20 or 30 minutes, whatever that time was, and each of the committees then went. We were physically present, right? But they would go to their own table and have a conversation about their work in the meeting, and then come back and report back out if necessary, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
That may be another
cool.
way to do that, is to extend this meeting, and this meeting, that the HR, whatever the meeting you're talking about is, if that meeting is an hour, which you and Teresa are the queens of the hour-long meeting, you make the meeting an hour and a half, and then you take the first hour or so, or first 45 minutes to do whatever community-wide business there is, and then you do the 45-minute meeting, 30-minute meeting in the breakout room, since it's all by Zoom, And if people need to come back at the end, you do. If not, people can go. So you can still get, theoretically, the meeting done in an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, depending on how much time the subcommittee. But once the committees go to meeting, they can stay there as long as they need to, if they're willing to. And then they can set up a follow-up meeting for whatever business they're doing. And that's another way to jumpstart that. But every meeting each month is when everyone's coming together, and then you let them break out.
Okay. Donna, what do you think?
It doesn't work
Well,
for people that are in multiple committees, but they can choose which one and, pop around.
Right.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, we don't have one scheduled for tomorrow night because of what's been going on, but we can certainly schedule one for the, our regular meeting time, the fourth
April.
Monday, of April,
Yeah.
and get the information out to all the subcommittees and explain, what our strategy is. And,
Okay, so are we?
It might be easier for people to come to one meeting than to have two meetings a month.
Okay.
Because
So
then
you prefer that
well,
suggestion?
they can do breakout rooms or,
Yes.
or set up their own meeting afterward. But I think it's a great idea,
So
to
for
kind of
April, we're going to do it
consolidate.
this way. We're not going to have the meetings at their usual time in April. We're going to encourage everyone to come to the
Right.
AHR committee
Right.
meeting, and we're going to use breakout rooms.
Yeah.
Well, I
Okay.
think you could try it both ways, George. If you already have meetings and they had already been meeting,
No.
those committees,
No.
you could
No, they're
No.
not.
give it to them.
It's too
Well,
much, Daryl.
there's
Folks did
only
not meet in this month in March. They met in February. They had no meeting in March. So we have to say what's going to happen with April.
Did they meet in January and in December? Like it
Yes.
sounds like you
Yes.
indicated they had been meeting regularly.
Yes.
They just missed a month.
Yes.
Right.
So I would say that you've got enough committees that haven't met at all, the new ones anyway. If they've met, then say, hey, we had a spring break in March. We need to get back on it now that spring is here. Or your winter break in March, whatever, and then give them their meeting. If they don't make those meetings, then by the end of the month, you'll know that, and you'll say, well, everybody's coming together on the fourth Monday because the committees
Okay.
have not been able to reconvene themselves.
All
Well,
right.
one committee is still meeting, and that's Migration and Border Justice.
Yeah, that's right.
And Tina Shelton, and that meeting is this week.
Yep.
It's scheduled for Tuesday night, I believe. So she's the only one out of the four and UN for Women hasn't met since January.
Okay.
Okay, so ones you know that haven't met, automatically fold those into the next meeting that the larger group. The
Yes.
ones that have met, give them the option to gather, and if they don't gather, see what they do. If they don't, then fold them back into the larger meeting as well.
All righty.
That's a good strategy, I think.
Okay, well, we have to remember this, Donna. You and
Okay.
I will be working on
Okay.
this stuff together.
Okay.
I'm going to move to the next issue, which is maintaining branches and memberships. I actually have it backwards. It's about making sure your membership stays active. So you'll get a renewal letter, and you've got an anniversary date. Try to remember it and pay your dues. Because if we fall short of 10 members, we're not a branch, and we have to maintain our branches. That's really all it is. If you've got any questions or concerns, now's the time to share.
I could just say that our branch always renews in March. We have quite a few life members, but those of us who are still year subscription people, I'm the treasurer too, so I know this. We pay in March, except for one person pays in October. So it's kind of easy when we, just say everybody pay in March, no matter.
Yeah, that is good.
When they joined, kind of thing.
And a lot of BLC members joined in May or June of 2020, and in June for the DMV branch of 2022. All right, so that's all. And of course, 2 years as a member is when you're eligible to run for office. And being on the board, y'all hear what a joy and thrill it is to be on the board. Okay, we are gonna have a really short meeting. It's exciting. Um, I believe last month, for those of y'all who were here or watched the recording, we talked about the Black Liberation Caucus and the European Descent Allies Caucus listserv, discussion listserv. There isn't an official discussion listserv for WILF, so this will serve as a discussion place, especially focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The point is to post items on that list every week or so to stimulate or encourage discussion. I have some ideas. I and Sue Hilton, I with the BLC, Sue Hilton with EDAC, are the moderators for the moment. And I identified 4 video clips that I thought would be good. And I'm pretty sure of the order of them. And I can share them along with, I could put them in the chat. That might be the best thing. I don't really want to send them out to the whole BLC list. What are you
Well,
saying, Darren?
if you share them in the chat, then when people get the video, I just think you don't need. I personally just don't think you need to. I just think you guys are going to put that on the list or put it out there. I don't think we need to pre-screen all that.
Okay, cool.
Because we happen to be at a meeting, right? I think that you want us to generate conversations. If you share with us, then we'll have a conversation here and not on the list because we'll have had it.
Okay, cool. So then I do want to know that the listserv is working as it should. I sent invitations to join the listserv, I think, to all of y'all. Daryl's not sure if he's gotten his. Donna, did you get one?
I don't think I got that.
Let me go look and make sure right now. Okay, let me stop sharing. Stop. Okay. Be patient with me. I'm not an excellent person at what is the word? Multitasking. So let me go. Now I'm going to the listserv. Okay.
What is it? Does it have a name, George?
It's women _ peace _ freedom. I think that's all. Maybe US. Man.
That's the name of the listserv?
I think so. Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to do this right now because there's no way I can remember the password. That means I have to set a password and I'll have to put up with all that. And there's just no way.
That's okay. You can just get it to us.
Well, the thing is, I need to know that what I sent.
To see who's on it.
Yeah, I want to make sure that you're on it. Because there's a thing there. There's a what's the word? There's a an option that says add members. And you put in your person's email address, and it says that an invitation will go to these people. You'll get a notice, and you have to accept.
It might have come, and I might not have known what it was if it was named something different.
Oh, okay.
You know what
I mean?
Do you
have an idea, George, when you sent it?
Friday.
You said Saturday?
Friday.
Friday the 25th?
Yeah.
Or 24th, whatever day that was. 24th.
24.
So you guys, here's the deal with this thing. The password has to be at least 12 characters long. Is that disgusting or what? And it has to have
for all of us to put in?
Yeah, no, you don't need a password. You're not the moderator.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Okay. Okay.
I don't see it in here, and I'm looking under my groups, and I looked in other places. I don't see it,
I
George.
believe you. I was concerned about that, and the password. I'm trying to change my password. It's not working, so I'm gonna have to give up for now.
Okay.
Women _ peace _ freedom. Somehow I'm in here. Who knows how? Because God loves me. God does. Thank you, God. Okay, review members. Go to this page and aha. I don't know. I'm gonna put in Daryl. Nope. Daryl's not coming up. Okay. I'm gonna
Is it
experiment.
really Daryl explanation point?
That is who I am.
Okay. So did you put it in that way, George?
No, I put in the email address and then Daryl's name.
Oh,
But right now I'm doing it
I
again,
love
Daryl.
that.
Are you
I love
someplace where
that.
you can see?
I am. I'm looking for it now.
Okay. So I'm hitting add. It knows your name, so I don't have to type in your name. I did add. So you should get something.
Oh well, there's something. Okay.
It's from
Welcome to the women _ peace _ freedom listserv discussion list. It doesn't ask me to welcome to the list. Homepage. It doesn't ask me to do anything. It just says welcome to the list.
Oh. Well, at least you got it. So I guess
I don't know how to go
I'll
on
add
my
you. You're
email
not
when
on it
I'm
right
at-
now.
I don't know how to go on my email when I'm on Zoom.
Don't worry about it. You can do it later.
Okay.
So that means in the next day or two, I'm going to post the first thing on the list. You can
Okay.
encourage people in your branch to join. This is a discussion list about diversity, equity, and inclusion issues. So that's the whole point. And we're psyched about it. So that is most of the rest of our agenda. Any announcements, anyone?
No.
No? Okay, cool.
No
I
announcement.
will share with y'all that the board decided, this is hot off the press because it happened yesterday, and maybe I'm not supposed to say, but I don't care, that the Congress next summer is going to be in Minneapolis.
Oh.
Yep. Dee Murphy and her people are going to help.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yep. Okay, so that's hot off the
Well,
press.
maybe it'll be in Atlanta next time.
Maybe.
So is D on the board now as well?
Pardon me?
Is D on the board also?
Sort of. She is an international something. Like she's a rep for, what is it? International something. So she's on the board, but she doesn't have a vote. She can come to the board meetings, but she doesn't participate in the executive sessions and she doesn't have a vote. CC, you unmuted. Did you have something you want to say?
Yes, thank you, George. For clarification, please. Are there funds for travel to these meetings?
There will be. There will be. I know that we approved the budget, this year's budget today after lots of wrangling and the perception that there's not enough money. But we're going to work on that perception. And next year is a different budget, and that's the year of the Congress. And there's no way that people who don't have enough finances to get there are going to be left out. Because I'm a person that doesn't have enough financing to get there. And I'm not going to get left out, so nobody else is.
Well, thank you.
Sure. That's our responsibility. So that was the announcements. And we need someone, one of y'all, to facilitate next month. Who would like to do it? I'm happy to set up the Zoom meeting. It just means you take us through the agenda.
CC, I love your voice. Wouldn't you want to do it?
Who?
flattery
I love
gets
her
you
voice.
nowhere,
CC
no.
CC
I'm
does that.
gonna, I'm gonna volunteer, since I was nominated on a slide, and I haven't done it before. Depending on my schedule,
No
I
problem.
would,
When you
and I'll
can,
be in
CC.
contact with you, George.
Yes, ma'am. I was about to say, when you can, send me your phone number so we can talk and anything, any way I can do to support. So that's cool. So we're cool. 15 minutes early. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great
Thank
week.
you, George.
Bye.
Thanks, George,
everybody.
for a job well done. Thank you for all you
Yeah.
do.
Thank
Y'all
you,
take care.
George, for everything. And thank you, Daryl, for that great suggestion.
Oh, he's gone, but it's on record.
Yeah, I put it in the
Thank
chat
you.
too.
Thank you, honey. Bye.